Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling's Real, the unfiltered and uncensored video podcast in which we cover the best and worst shows in the history of professional wrestling. I am Andy, flanked by my brother Kyle.
What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well.
I hope you're doing well, man.
I'm doing fine.
I'm doing hot
fine.
one. It's a hot one today.
It's incredibly hot, but, you know, this whole show cooled me down, so.
In a good way?
No, that it wasn't a hot show. It was horrible.
As always, we got our brother from another mother, Mario.
Hey, brother. It's great to be here. Weird. I feel like we're back in COVID right now. It's our first, for those listening at home, our first Zoom recording. We're all in our cozy homes trying to stay cool and comfy. But we're still here, and the wrestling is still going to be real.
The studio we typically record in gets super hot, and with the weather we've been having lately, it was necessary. But fear not. Fear not. Though we're in different places, I assure you this conversation is going to be a fun one. On this installment of Wrestling's Real, we're going back to the year 2000, guys, but this time we're going to WCW in the year 2000. It's Bash at the Beach.
Let's not blame ourselves for this. Let's blame the community, because this is what the community wanted.
I agree to a point, because Andrew's like, I want to do a Bash at the Beach. It's kind of on him, because he put that out there, and
dude, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
I am, because you put Bash at the Beach 2000 as an option.
What was the one that almost won, but then 2000 came through?
96?
96.
Which is probably
significantly better.
Significantly better. I think I saw the card. It was Ray and Psychosis.
Yeah, Ray and Psychosis in the opening match.
I could fucking choke you right now.
I'm sorry. You can't, brother. We're in different rooms. Guys, WCW at 2000, there's no hiding it. They were an absolute mess.
And one of the best years for WWF.
Yeah, it's very ironic how WWF in 2000, we reviewed No Way Out 2000. That show was incredible. I had a great time watching that show. And on the other side of the coin, we're watching wedding gown matches and graveyard matches and all this crazy overbooked bullshit. And I'm kind of happy we're getting this out of the way because we can watch good shows, hopefully, moving forward.
Oh, I would like that. I feel
that.
like I deserve such a thing.
But thank you guys all for voting, and
absolutely.
I threw up that Bash at the Beach poll. I wanted to see what the audience wanted because we want to give the people what they want. And by just a smidge, by a hair, a cunt hair, as Austin would say, Bash at the Beach 2000 came victorious. And that doesn't mean that 96 is off the table for good. Maybe we'll revisit that at another time. But this time, boys, it's Bash at the Beach 2000. Russo Mania, as I like to call it.
Oh, joy.
Kyle, you're far too young. I don't think you recall watching WCW. But Mario, did you have any interest in WCW growing up?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, this is kind of like the rise of, like, evil Hogan, Hollywood Hogan. You know, I'm wearing the shirt today, actually. But I wasn't that versed in, like, this specific time. I didn't know all the details because we did, on top of the pay-per-view, I watched The Dark Side of the Ring that you actually were suggesting I watch as well. And, yeah, I didn't know all the back and forth between this, you know, with all the controversy and all that. So
it's a mess.
Yeah, there's only so much I know with WCW. Very few things, but I was always, obviously, WF guy. Or, sorry, WWE. I don't want to...
That's what I'm suing.
The panda people. The pandas are heated. Growing up, I loved Goldberg and I loved Sting. And I would find myself, back in the day, kids, on our cable boxes, on our remotes, we had a A-B button. And the A-B button, you can basically flip between two different networks. So it was like super easy and super fast. And I would always be switching between TNT and USA Network. I would watch WWF and I would flip over to WCW to see what they're doing. And the proverbial nail in the coffin that stopped me from watching WCW, I switched over and I saw, and I swear to God, this is a true story, I saw Vince Russo dressed up in football gear and I saw him get speared out of a cage. And I'm like, yeah, maybe this ain't for me. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. What happened to this company that I loved so
even
much?
A kid, like, even as a kid, you realize, like, okay, what I'm watching is kind of insulting my intelligence, and
Yeah, because I wanted the big stars. I wanted the
not working
Goldbergs. I wanted the Stings. I wanted the Hall and Nash.
But no, you get Vince Russo as himself, even though he's supposed to just be creative, right?
Yeah.
He's just supposed to be like the head of creative. I want to be fair with Vince Russo. I really do. Because he seems like a nice person. You know what I mean? He seems like you're just an Italian family man.
For sure.
That kinda likes wrestling.
Yeah, I don't have the feeling that he actually loves professional wrestling.
No, he clearly doesn't. He just caught on with his job. He just kept going with it, even though he doesn't really know anything about it. He just threw shit at the wall to see what stuck.
The thing with Vince Russo is that when he was in WWF and he was contributing, because, like, I'm not going to make no mistake about it, he did contribute a lot to the Attitude Era.
He did, but you also have Vince overseeing everything.
Yes.
Vince McMahon, I'm saying.
Yeah.
You also have Stone Cold Steve Austin. You have The Rock. You have Triple H. You have The Undertaker. You have Mankind. You have a crazy roster. And even though a lot of people, including me, I think Attitude Era is one of the best eras just because of the stars. But looking back on it, and if you just rewatch it now, it
doesn't age well.
It doesn't exactly hold up.
And Vince Russo, I think, got too big for his britches because he basically saw himself as like, oh, I'm the reason for WWF success. I'm going to go to WCW and, you know, maybe I can work some of my magic there. But he didn't have a Vince McMahon to funnel out the shitty ideas.
Yeah.
So it was just... The year 2000 for WCW is an absolute train wreck. Bad matches, bad finishes, bad characters, bad writing, bad everything. Boys, let's get this shit over with.
Yeah.
It's time for Bash at the Beach 2000. The show opens with WCW Commissioner Ernest the Cat Miller arriving to the building. He informs his limo driver / security guard that MIA, the Misfits in Action, and the Filthy Animals are banned from ringside for the opening Cruiserweight Championship contest. We hear a gong in the distance. It's the Young Dragons.
Oh, shit.
Kaz Hayashi, Jimmy Wang Yang, and Jamie's son, Jamie Noble, under a mask. Look at Kaz Hayashi. He is ripped.
He is ripped. I gotta love this Foot Clan gimmick. I really do. I love it.
Clan.
It's very racist.
It's insanely insensitive.
I love Jimmy Wang Yang and Jamie Noble. So
I love how on the Young Dragons Wikipedia page it says Jamie Noble was under a mask to conceal he was Caucasian. It's like, no shit. The Young Dragons jump Ernest Miller and then immediately get thwarted by the commissioner. This was a running gag at the time, by the way. The Young Dragons would randomly sneak attack Ernest Miller.
Why?
It was kind of, I don't know. It was like a recurring thing that they've been doing for weeks at this point. This man is the WCW commissioner. Like, why not just fire them or hire better security? Like,
no, he fights back.
That's 2000 WCW in a nutshell. Plot holes as far as the eye can see. WCW and Master Lock present Bash at the Beach 2000 live from the
Master
ocean.
Lock?
Not Chris Masters Master Lock, the actual lock.
Yeah, it's sponsored by The Lock? Like the Master Lock?
Listen,
that's the
dude,
best they can get?
Brother, they would take anything, all right? I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure if fucking Thompson's Water Seal was just like, hey, here's some money, they'd be like, yeah, sure.
I think you said this before, and I want to know why. You said you like that WCW logo?
Yeah.
Why?
That skinny thing on the top, whatever. I
That
hate
little
that.
piece of shit? That little tribal tattoo?
Listen, guys, I kind of like it. It represents the worst of WCW, but I think it's a kind of cool logo. I don't know.
What is the logo? I just see like a very skinny Z.
It's a W,
Not
and then
Z,
the black C, and then you got the W over there. Look.
Yeah,
I do know that logo's fucking ugly.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like the normal one, like the 80s or whatever, that one's fine.
It's fine.
I don't know. I have an affinity for the logo.
You put that on a side. Honestly, you put that in front of anybody, and tell me what that is. They won't be able to identify it. Nobody will identify that.
C. They'll see the C.
Guys, come on. Imagine after all these episodes, imagine all the insensitive comments we've made, this is what gets me canceled. Liking the WCW logo.
It should.
You should.
You should go to jail for like a week.
Be sure that cell is locked with a master lock.
Oh, that's some good booking, brother. This is the final and lowest attended Bash at the Beach. Just over 6,500 people in attendance.
Wow.
It's looking like an episode of Collision.
Hey,
damn. You don't need to say that.
I didn't say it.
Even though it's end times for WCW, Tony Schiavone brings us his trademark enthusiasm. I love Tony Schiavone.
I love Tony, man. I love him so fucking much. And it's sad that he was a part of this, especially once we get to the whole Vince Russo nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
But he is still, this whole commentary team is still going at it. They're trying.
Trying is the key word.
Yeah.
God bless them all. Our opening contest is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Juventud Guerrera of the Filthy Animals versus Lieutenant Loco of the MIA. The Animals make their way to the ring to a great reaction. I know they're supposed to be heels, but pretty big pop all around.
I mean, when you see Juventud come out, Conan and Ray, and of course Dim Shady.
Who?
Dim Shady. Disco Inferno.
Dim Shady?
Yeah, Dim Shady.
Did they say that on the show?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not like him? I think that's hilarious. Especially Disco Inferno looking like the most white person to ever exist.
Conan takes to the mic for his typical pre-match spiel. Orale, arriba la raza. Conan gets the crowd hype. This is all fine until Disco Inferno opens his mouth. Yeah, boy.
He's awesome, man. This was cool back in the day.
Whoopie whoop, jigga what? I got secondhand embarrassment watching this goof act all
Yeah,
cool.
no, it is embarrassing.
With actual cool people. It's so weird.
I think the most out-of-place thing in that ring is Ray without his mask.
Yeah, big mistake. Disco Inferno makes Mario look like 21 Savage.
Word to your mother.
The Misfits in action make their way to the ring. Their original theme song was nothing special, but I'll take anything over this network dub. On Peacock, it sounds like a fucking game show.
Dim Shady, the hip-hop inferno. Like a fish out of water with a filthy animal.
It's so loud, too. Like, you know it's like a third-party song when it's, like, louder than everything else.
Oh my god. It literally sounds like a Nintendo Wii Family Feud menu screen.
And, like, these guys coming out to that.
I think what they were trying to go for, and this is a stretch, but I think they were trying to go for a DX thing.
Really?
I think what they were trying to go for was like a more like a degenerate type gimmick because, you know,
I see that too.
General Erection, Major Guns.
I see.
You know.
That's horrible.
Yeah, like it was, at the time it sucked, and looking back, it still sucks. Per the rules made by the cat earlier, MIA and the Filthy Animals are ejected. Keep in mind, this is WCW in 2000. Long gone are the days of the Cruiserweight stealing the show. This was very, very underwhelming for an opening match, I think.
I don't want to say you don't have the memorable Cruiserweights, because we look at this now and we say, oh, it's Chavo and Juventud. But back then, you didn't have Dean Malenko, you didn't have Eddie.
Right, they all jumped ship earlier in the year.
Yeah. And it also doesn't help when people are kind of booking their own thing and everything's deranged. It just seems like everything was off the wall during this time.
The inmates were running the asylum, so they say. This match wasn't bad or anything, but I was expecting more from these two.
I don't know. Do you think it's like a time thing?
I have no idea. I think that they were just so focused on the main event storylines that they didn't really put effort into the Cruiserweight stuff.
They got Chavo and Juventud for a 1v1. Like, I can take it. I can watch it, and I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fine.
Chavo deserved better.
Absolutely, but at least he won.
Looking like a discount Dudley.
True.
Chavo hits a beautiful double axe handle from the top rope, wiping out Hoovy. While both men are down, the Filthy Animals make their way back out wearing cheap Halloween masks.
Yeah, like it's... Who's gonna get fooled by that?
Look at Disco's mask.
You could have changed clothes.
Referees in wrestling are dumb, but they're not that dumb. Like, it's
I guess in
clearly
WCW they are.
clearly the filthy animals.
What are you talking about? I don't see. I don't.
It's so stupid, but it's my kind of stupid. As the animals are ejected again, Hoovy hits a gorgeous guillotine leg drop to
Hell
Chavo
yeah.
on the outside.
See, there's some cool stuff in this match.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's no cool moments and cool spots in this match, but it was
It
just
doesn't
very
mean anything.
Yeah, it's just very underwhelming. Juventud is all over Chavo in the second half of the match and completely hacks The Rock by hitting a people's elbow.
Yeah, this is better.
I love I love Hoovy, but that move ain't yours.
Well, Andrew, this is post WrestleMania 40 documentary, so
Yeah, you got me there.
I'm giving this to Juventud now.
Since The Rock takes credit for everything else.
Yeah.
More shenanigans ensue as the Misfits...
Bill Clinton!
It's Bill Clinton!
Holy shit! Dude, this is Bill Clinton's second shout-out on Wrestling's Real.
Yeah, because Bill Clinton got a shout-out for WrestleMania 10, and now he's back. Bash at the Beach 2000.
He's back, and he looks a lot like Hugh Morris.
You know what? This Bill Clinton looks better than the one at WrestleMania 10.
True. It's way more convincing. I thought they were banned.
It's so dumb. You know what? Just take it with a
They
grain
come
of
out
salt.
anyway. What are the precautions?
I don't know.
Someone's got to be fined.
There's no boss backstage. It's literally just...
Oh, I know what the precaution is. It's working for this company.
Da-dunce.
Oh.
Got him. Major Guns makes her way down the ramp and distracts Hoovy with her big-ass titties.
Mommy!
Chavo shows signs of life by hitting a something. I don't know what the I don't know what the move was.
You phoning it in today.
What?
It's time to phone in.
Yeah, I'm phoning it in like this company.
Pay-per-view.
I don't know what the fucking move was. It was an inverted sit-down DDT. Correct me in the comments, somebody.
Well, I'll tell you the finish. I love the tornado DDT.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very simple finish. I like that.
1, 2, 3, Lieutenant Loco pins and retains his cruiserweight title.
I
Again,
love Chavo, man.
I do too. Again, nothing special. This was middle of the road. My life would not be better or worse if I didn't watch this match. Both men are exceptional wrestlers. It was just a bad time in WCW.
Bad time.
Any thoughts on this match, Mario?
I think it was
Your favorite match, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, for an opener, it could have been better, but it's a little bit of excitement there. But this kind of sets the tone for the show, I think, because it's very I don't know,
chaotic.
It's chaotic. There's some sloppiness here and there. Some
people you don't know.
Yeah,
are, yeah. Like it's just like
people I do know, and it's just like, okay, this is like very interesting to see them in this light. Because again, I'm not a huge WCW person, but yeah, you can definitely tell there's like lack of communication, maybe. But I think other than that, a decent match and a decent way to start this show.
Okay, match. Backstage, Ernest Miller scolds the Young Dragons and says it's over between them. This is so stupid.
Jimmy Wang Yang is clutching that gut like nobody's business. He should be he should get a push.
World champion.
World champion.
Kaz Hayashi resting his arm on that CRT TV that's not even plugged in.
He's playing Superman on
He's playing Superman 64. Jeff Jarrett barges in and demands to know where Hogan is.
Slapnuts comes out with Mimi.
Singing you know Mimi? Is that her name?
You guys know Mimi?
Oh, you mean the overweight opera singer? That's Mimi?
Yeah. You don't know Mimi, dude? You're crazy.
No.
You're no wrestling fan.
I'm sorry. Mimi is an opera singer garb because, get it? It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, yes. I get it. I get it, Slapnuts.
Subtlety wasn't their strong suit. Some neat foreshadowing here. Jeff Jarrett says that he isn't here to lay down. More on that later.
Oh, yeah.
Our next contest is for the WCW Hardcore Championship. We got Big Vito versus a mystery opponent. Big Vito, the prior week on Thunder, attacked Terry Funk backstage because, God forbid, we have any star power on this show.
Oh, Terry Funk, man. They could have had Terry Funk on this show?
You could have had Terry Funk on the show, but he had to get attacked on Thunder.
I would feel bad if Terry Funk would be part of this show. So
Vito's opponent is none other than the returning Norman Smiley.
He got a good reaction.
He got a
Norman
great
Smiley.
reaction.
He's cool. With Ralphus.
Accompanied by Ralphus for some reason.
Legendary wrestler as well.
Smiley hits the big wiggle, and before he makes it to the ring, Vito makes it a handicap match.
They were so short on talent that they had to bring the fat guy out for Vito to beat up.
So Vito makes it a handicap match. It's now Big Vito versus Norman Smiley and untrained WCW truck driver Ralphus. What could possibly go wrong? A lot. This match was sloppy. This match was boring.
Can someone explain his shirt, the back of his shirt to me?
That's the Italian flag.
No, Ralphus's shirt. It says, just say no to, and it points to his ass.
Say no to crack.
That's kind of funny.
Okay.
That shit's not funny at all. This match is not funny.
It makes me like Ralphus a little bit more.
A little bit more relatable.
You know, I think Ralphus is really funny, but it's just like insulting that he has like a spot and
this whole match was like how my 4th of July barbecue went. Like that was this is the final like 2 hours of my barbecue was us
really
fucking beating the fuck out of each other in the backyard. And I was Ralphus laying down.
Oh, buddy. Like I said with Chavo, Norman Smiley deserved so much better. He was ripped. He was agile. He was super over during this time. He should be competing for like a mid-card title, but no. Let's put him in a fucking comedy match with Ralphus, who doesn't know a wrist hold from a wrist watch.
No. But I will say this is like just seeing Norman Smiley and Vito like just fight backstage. It's kind of exciting, and Ralphus beating up on Vito with like weapons and stuff is funny.
Brother.
It's funny, and Mark Madden says the best thing about Ralphus. He's like, the best thing he can do is pull his pants up. Like, which is true. Like, that is the best
Dude,
thing.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that you can put my dad in the ring right now, and he's Will Ospreay compared to Ralphus.
You sure about
Ralphus's
that? I mean,
offense, like, he's waiting for, like, Vito to run into, like, the trash can. Like, it's such a mess.
Oh, this shit made me laugh so hard.
What, when he threw the catering guy?
Yeah, like that's like he kind of looks like my dad a little bit too. So like to see
shit.
him.
Oh my
catering
god!
guy takes a bump.
Poor
Better
guy.
bump than Ralphus. He should have been in the match. Vito locks the best worker in the match in an elevator and makes Ralphus and the audience suffer as we go back to the ring. Vito is just punishing Ralphus.
Yeah, good. Like,
You kind of feel bad for the guy.
Me? No, I don't feel bad. I'm on Vito's side.
Well, not only are you getting your ass kicked in front of thousands of people, but you're out there in a belly shirt with your ass hanging out. Like, it's disgusting.
I'm sure the check was worth it, brother.
I hope so.
But this was just like a fun, like, hardcore match. And the second half of this match, I was getting more sold on Vito, honestly. I kind of like his, I don't know, I just kind of like his energy, his little moxie about him.
Finish of the match, Vito tries to set up a table. WCW didn't have the budget for two working.
The leg broke. But you know, it worked.
It
worked.
It worked, but it's just not as impactful.
It's not, but you know, he's up there. He's up there, and they did it. It's a dope frog splash.
It looks like Vader fucking going up at the end of episode 3.
Vito splashes Ralphus through the slanted table and pins him to retain the hardcore title. Good lord, I want
That's
6
a good
minutes.
frog splash.
I want 6 minutes of my life back.
Come on.
Boys, the main goal of professional wrestling, right, is to have a winner and a loser. A loser who looks strong in defeat and a winner who looks strong. This match did nothing for everyone involved. Your champion pinned a 60-year-old truck driver. Your returning babyface was locked in an elevator for half the match. That's why this company's in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this. Sorry, that's for later. I'm sorry. We throw to a video package for our next contest.
I like Daffney.
I love Daffney, but oh boy. It's Daffney versus Miss Hancock in a wedding gown match.
AKA Stacy Keibler, AKA Vic Palmero's girlfriend from George Lopez.
That's right. Yes, Kyle. Thank you.
Thank you. I gotta get that point across.
Thank you.
That's why Kyle likes her so much.
I know you're supposed to suspend your disbelief, but I truly can't buy that these women are fawning over the least talented Flair.
Oh, damn.
Like, David?
Well,
David, really?
Well, he's a spitting image of Rick, so I think, that he's an automatic sex machine.
Yeah,
he has like the
big
Bond
facts.
mojo just cause.
Boys, it's a story as old as time. Beautiful goth girl next door versus the blonde bombshell. I'm sure these ladies are going to tear it up. Better yet, tear it off. Ha ha. Sorry, Mark Madden rubbed off on me.
Dude, you're so funny, bro.
Miss Hancock makes her way to the ring with David by God Flair. David Flair, he's so out of place here.
He is, and you think he's checked out too?
I mean, listen, yeah, if David Flair's checked out, you have a problem.
I love how Mark Madden's like, oh, if they get cake frosting on them, my God. He like goes nuts.
Oh, Mark Madden's
he's such an annoying, funny
he's a sex
heel.
pest. He's playing the role of Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
David Flair places clippers at ringside and proceeds to swap spit with Miss Hancock in the middle of the ring. Daffney makes her way out. First off, rest in peace to Daffney.
Rest in peace.
She was so ahead of her time, and by all accounts, she was an amazing human being. So just wanted to get that out. Rest
I didn't
in
know
peace,
that.
Daffney. Daffney low blows the Nature Boy's boy, and away we go. Mario, you want to take over this one?
Yeah, because I know my wedding dresses. Isn't this the second like gimmicky match we've seen Stacy Keibler in?
Yeah,
Last
we saw
time
her
was
in
the nutmeg.
Really?
Oh
the
my
eggnog
God,
match.
I didn't remember that.
The eggnog match. I fast forward through most of this match too because
Rightfully so.
I was like, this is probably what 10-minute match.
Not even.
Oh my
Not
God.
even.
It was like it felt like it felt like it was too long.
It was just a textbook early 2000s cat fight. Referee Johnny Sins gets a low blow, and then he gets his pants ripped off.
Yeah, the men get pantsed.
Yeah, both of them. Moments later, David Flair gets his pants ripped off. It's at this point watching the match where I thought maybe I don't want to do this YouTube stuff anymore.
Hey, man, it's all fair.
Maybe I should have some kids and get my shit together. I don't know.
That's wrestling, baby. Sometimes there's barn burners in the Tokyo Dome. Sometimes there's live sex celebrations. You just gotta go, this was the time. And Vince Russo is horrible at creative.
Miss Hancock gets dropped face first into David Flair's groin, and Tony Schiavone calls it the spot of the year.
Well, they just Dom just did this to Liv Morgan this past week. So they were probably watching Bash 2000.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. David Flair grabs the clippers from earlier and attempts to shave Daffney's head. Luckily, a wild crowbar appears and comes in for the save.
Who's Crowbar?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who Crowbar is. I didn't really watch it this time.
Well, Crowbar comes out and lands the smackdown on Dave.
That's right. And then Crowbar sees that the men in the ring are pantless, not wanting to be outdone. He proceeds to take his pants off.
Yeah, and that was really funny.
And he puts the exclamation point on it by taking a perfect flat back bump for good measure.
Yeah. He's having a lot of fun.
Good for him.
Yeah, I kind of like Crow.
Crowbar and Daffney are about to shave David Flair bald, but then Miss Hancock takes the mic. I know what you people want to see. Hit my music. Miss Hancock proceeds to strip and essentially forfeits the match. Daffney's your winner.
Gotta love that. That's wrestling, baby.
Boys, I'm speechless.
I am too.
I'm absolutely speechless.
It's good wrestling. What can I say?
While the ref and Crowbar are enjoying the festivities, Daffney sneak attacks Miss Hancock with the wedding cake. It's a food fight.
Bump.
It's a food fight, guys. I will say I was very sports entertained.
Were you? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess. I was kind of entertained, but it was more like entertained. Like I just saw like a car crash or someone get run over.
Yeah.
Like it's more like that.
Mario, did you enjoy the match?
No.
Yeah, let's talk about the cake spot.
Yeah, no, so like that's the most annoying part of his whole fucking thing is like, sure, you're doing this little cake spot. Oh, it's kind of funny. Ha ha ha. Food fight.
Yeah.
But then you
Cake
cut
falls
back.
beforehand as well.
Yeah, so like I think the original plan was probably to go through the table, I would assume, but that wasn't in the cards, I guess. But yeah, then you cut back the commentary after your break, and
Oh God.
these fuckers gotta cut. They gotta like cover 10 to 15 minutes while these fuckers are mopping the mats, trying to get all the cake out of the fucking ring and shit.
Yeah,
Out
it's a
of
clusterfuck.
like,
Dude,
look
just
at
like
that.
change the mats.
What a fuck! Like they don't have
Or
one
how
mat.
about this? Don't book a cake into the whole match. Don't booking a cake. Like the cake,
The cake
needs to
came
sign
out
a
from Guerrera.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like you know what I'm saying though. Like, don't have this in the match anyway because you're gonna waste 20 minutes and you're gonna get shit all over the
such
place.
a waste of fucking
and they
time.
clearly don't have the equipment to clean it fast. And
No.
they're, like these people are just like
They're out there with mops and bottles of water.
this
Like,
crowd is just witnessing this awkward segment here.
get the Cumboni.
the comboni.
For God's sakes.
Please flip the mats, like something.
Or put new mats.
They probably couldn't afford spare mats at this time.
Jesus Christ. They could afford Michael Buffer to do the fucking ring announcing, but they couldn't
Twice.
twice. That's two
probably
paydays.
Yeah, they probably have to pay him twice for that.
What a mess this company is.
Let's get to the perfect event versus Kronik.
Up next, we got the perfect event. Sean Stasiak and Chuck Palumbo versus Brian Clark and Brian Adams, otherwise known as Kronik.
I do not know a goddamn thing about the Kronik, but the crowd loves them.
Oh, yeah. They were sick, actually. I really like their vibe.
Well, no, like, I mean,
Crush and Adam Bomb.
oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Crush and Adam Bomb.
Really?
Yeah. That's Crush on your right, Adam Bomb.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Crush Bra
That's Crush Bra.
and Adam
that's,
Bomb. Wow, good for them.
Yeah, man.
They can be themselves.
I always thought that Kronik was a cool pairing. Like, it's these two big hosses who like to smoke reefer.
Okay, so that is the gimmick.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
I
just
wasn't
like
sure.
getting
I
stoned.
wasn't 100%.
They're just
That's funny.
these bad motherfuckers smoking reefer, having a good time, over as fuck. I hereby dub Kronik as the official tag team of Wrestling's Real.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I used to
Oh,
be
yeah.
hooked on phonics, but now I'm hooked on Kronik. But yeah, good for Kronik. Good for Kronik. They got a great reaction. And shouts out Chuck Palumbo, Providence native.
That's right, Rhode Island boy. The first portion of this match dragged so long.
Yes. That usually happens in a first gear, you know.
Who is this fucking referee, man, looking like Cal Kestis?
Yo.
Doesn't he look like Cal Kestis?
That does look like Cal Kestis.
Like when you customize him and you can give him a buzz cut.
If only I could put a Hogan mustache on him.
Oh yeah, that
Oh my
dude.
God, he's got to pay his dues, brother.
You gotta pay your dues.
You gotta
over.
You gotta
Cal.
fix that second emitter on your lightsaber. Come on.
Like I said, the first portion of the match dragged for a while. It's like they were stalling. Chuck
Yeah.
Palumbo has cake all over him for some reason. I don't know how that happened.
How? What do you mean how?
There's cake
the whole
everywhere.
mat is still covered in cake. Look at the mat.
Oh, the cake.
Oh, there's cake everywhere.
Thankfully, things start picking up. We got a lot of cool offense from Kronik, but it was really nothing to write home about, man.
No, I just made a note on mostly how cool Kronik is. Is it Adam? Does like an F5 type move to Sean. Like there's some like real cool spots in this match.
He hits an F5, and like they don't know what to call it. And I just see Brock Lesnar doing that. It was really cool. But Kronik, they look like $1 million, and they
They're
wrestle
huge,
pretty well
dude.
together.
They're not boring to watch. When you see like two big dudes, you know, like I kind of automatically think of like, okay, this is gonna be a much slower type paced match, and you know, we all have like a specific kind of match we like and tone we like throughout our matches. But no, this completely turned it around. Again, the first half of the match was kind of but you know, the crowd really helps, and when the crowd really gets behind the babyface and stuff, it kind of makes you just buy in more and get into the match more.
Like you said, Kyle, they are crazy over at this time because everybody loves big guys. Everybody loves weed. It's just like a perfect pairing. Finish of the match, Kronik hits a sick-looking top rope clothesline for the pin, and we have new WCW Tag Team Champions, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really mean anything, but it's very exciting to see. You know, the crowd's all over it. The crowd's happy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And that's all that matters if you want something to pay off. Such, I'm sure this didn't pay off at the you know.
And for my money, this was the best match of the night so far.
Yeah, it was very high energy.
Sure, yeah.
But the crazy part is, it was just okay. So that says something.
Yeah.
When the most okay match is the best of the show so far, you have a problem. The announcers are selling this match like crazy. Like, this was the greatest tag team match they've ever seen. Mark Madden's on, like, he's off a bean.
Well,
like,
he
that's
loves Kronik. Everyone
that's
loves
how
Kronik.
bad things are in WCW. A simply passable tag team match is a breath of fresh air. Backstage, we get deja vu as Jeff Jarrett talks a bunch of shit to Ernest Miller, and the Young Dragons go in for the attack again.
Good.
Like, what are we doing here?
I'm all for the hand coming out.
Like, this is like the fourth segment with the Young Dragons fucking with Ernest Miller.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is here. It's just ninjas beating
It's
up
a pay-per-view.
the commish. There's no police. There's no nothing. There's no separating. There's no...
Though it's not as bad. This reminds me of a recent episode of Dynamite where the Learning Tree got like 17 backstage segments. Again,
You're comparing the Learning Tree to...
That's the closest thing to WCW 2000 I could think of.
That's funny.
Mario, do you like the Young Dragon stuff?
It's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Up next, boys, it's Booker T versus Positively Kanyon.
I do
And
love his
he's-
Titantron. This is him in like his backyard or something. This is doing wrestling spots on the grass.
That's what you did at your fourth party.
Yeah.
Why is Chris Kanyon doing like the DDP gimmick?
So prior to this event, Kanyon and DDP were stablemates. They were part of the Jersey Triad with Bam Bam Bigelow. DDP got written off of TV in an ambulance match the month before. Kanyon actually turned on DDP during that match. So while Page was out, Kanyon adopted a new gimmick where he literally became DDP, thus Positively Kanyon. Kanyon comes out to the ring doing all of Page's mannerisms. It's so annoying, but
Good heat, brother.
it's great heat. Kanyon is, in my opinion, one of, if not the most underrated and underutilized wrestlers of all time. He was so ahead of his time, and he was so innovative. That's the word people use for Kanyon. He was innovative.
Not really smartened up on Chris Kanyon. I know there was a dark side of the ring about him and all that stuff. And
It's sad. This crowd was kind of dull throughout the show, but they came alive for Booker T.
yeah, Booker T is one of the shining stars in this company. Even though this was a hard time for the company, the crowd at least had stars like Booker. There's nobody like Booker. Booker is so entertaining. You know how like people say like RVD's unorthodox in a way? Like I kind of get like just the way how Booker T moves. And
Yeah, nobody moves like him.
throws his kicks out is like nobody. I don't see anybody move like that.
He's like he's very like stoic, but he's fast.
Yeah.
It's very hard to explain, but Booker T, man, there was nobody like him, and you know, quite frankly, there was nobody like Chris Kanyon. So you get these two together, and they're gonna tear it the fuck up. At one point in the match, Canyon's wig falls off, and I was shocked because I thought that was just a really good dye job.
Yeah, at first I thought that was like real, and he like permed it up to look like DDP hair. But no,
So
that
funny.
was super convincing.
Just back and forth offense, great all around action from both men. Booker T spots the book that Kanyon brought out in the beginning of the match, opens it up, and there's a brick inside. So Kanyon was going to use that book at some point in the match. That's a pretty heavy ass book.
Look at the brick. The brick just be hot dogging too when it comes out.
A perfect representation of Mark Madden's erection throughout the show. Kanyon goes to hit Booker T with the book. He thinks it's loaded. Hits
Boom.
Booker, and Booker kicks out at 2.
Good false finish. I like that.
Kanyon realizes that he took the brick out. But wouldn't he realize that because, you know, he picked up the book and it's like significantly lighter?
True.
Booker does his version of a Shawn Michaels kip up the spinaroonie, and the crowd erupts,
Spinaroonie is
raising
such
the roof.
Spinaroonie is such like a power move. Like
It
it's
really
like,
is.
It's the ultimate charge up move for a follow up finisher or signature.
It's straight up taunting on you. And once Booker hits that bookend, you think it's lights out, but Kanyon kicks out of the bookend. Jeff Jarrett comes out with his guitar and hits Booker T on the top rope.
Okay, some build right there. I love how the guitar just fucking explodes.
That's what I love about the chair
I love that, man.
the guitar shots. He's broken a million guitars, never drew a dime.
Never drew a dime.
Kanyon uses the guitar shot to his advantage by hitting a top rope diamond cutter.
Kanyon cutter.
I'm sorry. Kanyon cutter onto Booker T. 1, 2, 3. Kanyon wins. Positively Kanyon wins.
Hell yeah.
Boys, I really liked this match.
I liked it.
I like this match a lot.
I like. There's good matches on here, but like the guy who's booking this shit just defeats the whole purpose of what wrestling is.
No, for sure. I mean, and the thing is, like, by today's standards, this match is nothing special. But on this show, this was Kenny and Okada. Fucking loved it for what it's worth. Rest in peace, Kanyon. Booker T is down and out, as Mark Madden says, but don't worry. I think his night is just getting started. Backstage, Mike...
Macking on Mimi.
Backstage, Mike Awesome is macking it to Screaming Mimi because he's the fat chick Thriller, after all.
Wait, whoa. That's real?
Yes.
That was like his...
That was his gimmick. Mike Awesome, the fat chick Thriller.
That's tough.
But he's macking it to Mimi, this beautiful blonde lady's trying to get an interview, and Mike Awesome cannot give a flying fuck.
Fuck
like,
off.
Get out of here, man.
Trying to mac on Screaming Mimi. I want to make Mimi scream.
Our next contest is for the U.S. title. It is Scott Steiner versus Mike Awesome. The fat chick Thriller, Mike Awesome. Fucking 2% body fat, inflated like a goddamn balloon.
He looks like if Anchor Arms was mixed in with like TGRI.
Wait, what? like SpongeBob Anchor Arms?
Yes, Anchor Arms got like mutated into a person. And that's Scott Steiner.
So what's Scott Steiner's actual gimmick?
Scott Steiner, his gimmick is that he's himself.
He loves to shag.
He's a giant freak.
Yeah.
That is a ladies' man.
He's just a big guy
giant,
who wants
veiny
to fuck.
freak with bleach blonde hair. Who is gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And mac on every chick, and he hates fat people.
Well,
and he hates ducks.
He also hates ducks.
I think Scott Steiner is the most unintentionally funny person to ever exist.
Scott Steiner hates fat people, so who better to face than the fat chick Thriller himself, Mike Awesome?
This is a great story. Probably the best story of the night.
You know what? You're right.
This match just gets off the rails in a good way, right off the bat.
And I'm probably going to hell for saying this, and I'm not comparing it to this match at all, so do not get it twisted. But the intro of the match reminds me of Brett and Austin at WrestleMania 13. Just
where
immediate,
it's just complete chaos.
Yeah, immediate brawl into the crowd. Not saying this match is as good as that one.
No,
that's one of my
you better
favorite
not.
matches of all time. But it reminded me of WrestleMania 13.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. I like where it starts off chaotic and getting into the crowd, getting the crowd into it, which makes it more exciting. Like, that seems like a common theme with this pay-per-view. There's a lot of like going around.
Yeah, and as Mario put it earlier, it's just chaos. The whole show is chaos.
Going around the arena, getting the crowd involved. And that even happens in the main event, the real main event.
Yeah, the actual main event.
You're trying to cheer everyone up. But yeah, no, this was exciting. I thought this was an exciting match. And it's always a joy to watch Scott. And Scott is not only like very entertaining outside of the ring and a promo guy, he's also just a really good wrestler.
He is. He's a really good wrestler. I mean, obviously, his skills got worse as he got bigger, but
still,
he was still pretty solid. And having a dance partner like Mike Awesome, it brings out the best in him. These two actually tore it up. They had a killer fucking match, I thought.
Until
the worst finish of the night.
Go ahead.
The second worst finish of the night?
Yeah.
Or the third.
Yeah,
I'm not
there's
sure.
There's a lot of bad finishes.
This finish here is probably the most insulting because the match was really cool until the finish happened. Ernest the Cat Miller comes out to tell Scott Steiner that the Steiner recliner is banned. And I didn't know that going into the show.
Just about now.
I did not know that going into the show, so please correct me in the comments if I'm saying anything out of line here. Ernest the Cat Miller's on the outside and says, if you put that Steiner recliner on Mike Awesome, I'm stripping you of the U.S. title. Scott, the dumbass he is, puts him in it anyway and loses the match.
How fun.
How enjoyable. How enjoyable was this? We have a vacancy, and neither man walks out with the U.S. title.
This is a pay-per-view match, by the way, where you
It's a fucking pay-per-view.
pay
For
to
God's
watch
sakes.
these matches that they're trying to build up.
And like, no,
But
he
you get
doesn't
nothing
lose
out of it.
He doesn't lose by like a DQ where Mike Awesome gets the title. No, it's just vacant now. That's it. It's just vacant. Bye.
Yep, you're banned
Fuck
for
you.
doing a move. And then Steiner beats up Cat, beats up Mike, and
And that's
we
it. And he
still-
poses on the turnbuckles
Yeah,
like
we-
he fucking accomplished
like
something.
it's a happy ending. No, it's not.
No, the U.S. title is stripped, and there we go.
That's
Great
it.
match, gone to shit. Fuck you. Boys, up next, it's the graveyard match. We have the Kiss Demon, Dale Torborg, accompanied by Asia, a China ripoff, by the way, versus Vampiro. And this is a cinematic match, very ahead of its time. I feel like I was watching a COVID match again.
At Hardy, eat your heart out.
Oh, final deletion, this was not.
The Demon did this first. No, but this is horrible, Andrew. I don't know what you want me to say. I laughed immediately when the Demon just like came out because I wasn't familiar with the Demon. I never heard of the Demon. When you say the Demon, I just think of Finn Balor. I was,
Yeah, who
So
is it?
Dale Torborg was a wrestler in WCW.
and he liked Kiss.
Well, yeah, in real life, he actually really liked Kiss. So Kiss, when they were doing like their crazy late 90s, we really want money stuff, they were making like Detroit Rock City, the movie, and they were doing, you know, Scooby-Doo meets Kiss, or just dumb shit like that. Gene Simmons, he can make anything a product, right? Kiss had a conversation with WWF, and Vince was just like, yeah, I don't think you guys are relevant enough in 1999 to do anything cool, so I'm going to pass on that. He went to WCW, and Eric Bischoff was like, yeah, sure. Kiss had a concert on Nitro. They closed out the show. It drew the lowest rating in the history of WCW Nitro. And at the end of that concert, Dale Torborg, in his demon getup, came out in the middle of the stage. So the idea was to have a Kiss faction. I'm not making this up.
Oh boy.
There was going to be a demon, there was going to be a cat, a star child, a spaceman, and they were going to be like this Kiss faction. Well, that idea shit the bed. And so now we just have this guy dressed up as Gene Simmons having matches. It's just very, very bizarre.
Yikes.
That's why I was curious about, like, if they had permission from Kiss to do this, because that's like, you know, Kiss will like fucking sue you right away.
No,
for
yeah,
any
this
kind
was
of,
all
like-
this was all cool with Kiss. That's what they wanted. And in the contract that they signed with between Kiss and WCW, the Demon was supposed to have a main event match. That was in his contract. He had to have at least one pay-per-view main event. And he kind of got that.
Like, it's cool to see, because I was like, oh, he's got like the gear kind of that Gene would wear. He has the fucking sword with the flame on it when he spits it out in the concert and stuff. If I was 13 years old, I'd be like, this is the most badass thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. But seeing this like in the fucking woods, looking like fucking Kiss meets the fucking Phantom of the Park, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is, man. But like, I was like, really, I never knew this was a thing. I'm a huge Kiss fan, but I didn't know this was a thing in WCW when there was a Kiss faction trying to be put together.
This is what Gene Simmons looks like when he looks in the mirror. That's what he thinks he looks like.
But I do, the only thing that I liked, and it reminded me of this, and this is going back to me and Mario being marks,
Oh, God.
Vampiro was perching on that tree like Black Panther. Like in the,
He
like
was.
the opening of Black Panther.
It was like,
Like
the
it was
opening
that,
scene of Black
yeah, it was like
Panther.
that shot where he's like, you know.
Dale Torborg is looking all over the place for Vampiro, and sure enough, Vampiro's in that tree, and he comes in for the attack.
Yeah, that was funny. It was cool.
Like, this is very similar to the Fiend and Strowman.
Oh, at the
match?
the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Bray and Braun, that like swamp match.
The
Yeah,
swamp
that was a
match,
nightmare.
whatever. Yeah, like This is what it reminds me of, but I mean, that was better than this.
Dude.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? But at least this is much shorter, I will say. This goes by really quick, way quicker than I thought it was.
Thank God.
Also, the stipulation of the match is very weird. Like, put the guy in the graveyard and whoever gets to the arena first. It's a race at the end of the day. It's not even a match. It's a race.
This graveyard could be miles away from the arena.
Yeah, whoever gets to the arena first wins.
So does, like, the winner have to get in their car and drive to the arena?
No, they walk.
Oh, they have to walk.
No, I don't know, dude. I'm just saying, like, these are, like, supernatural beings in kayfabe, so they can just, like, I don't know.
Teleport?
Maybe Vampiro can fucking fly, for all we know. Nobody tells us anything.
All I can say is that these guys tried to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. I mean, it's 2000 WCW after all. It's just so unorganized. It's boring.
They're fighting in, like, a lake. It looks so ridiculous. It looks like two kids, like, wrestling in, like, a pool. It just doesn't look cool.
No, it doesn't. And I was expecting to see, like, the makeup smeared off. I'm like, oh, maybe we can, get to see Dale Torborg for who he is. And, like, no, there was nothing cool like that. It was just literally just what was advertised, a graveyard match. Vampiro takes Asia from the Lake of Reincarnation, holds her hostage. Dale Torborg tries to check on Asia, but Vampiro emerges from the coffin, attacks
Classic.
Dale Torborg, spits red liquid in his face. And doesn't he say to him, like, why don't you join me? And Dale's like, never!
You gonna join me? Never!
It's so fucking bad. Vampiro hits Dale Torborg with the gravestone and throws him in the casket, throws him into the grave, and I think he was trying to light the thing on fire, but he misses it completely.
You cut him a break.
You know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Sure.
He put him in the coffin, and
that's the last we see of the demon.
Yeah, and he's gonna fly to the arena.
Vampiro's on his way to the arena right now, so we'll have an update on that later. Our next contest is Buff Bagwell versus the franchise Shane Douglas. Guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This match sucked.
Yeah, it was very plain.
Very plain.
It's your typical basic heel versus babyface.
Watching this match,
Forgettable.
it was like a house show. This was literally like a house show match. It's like they're not even like doing it for TV. They're just doing it for the crowd there. And I think that's what this whole show was about. Just to please the crowd there and not worry about anybody else outside the wrestling bubble.
Are you really going to talk shit about Shane Douglas, though? The franchise, legendary
fellow
zombie killer from Pro Wrestling vs. Zombies.
He's also a Yinzer. Look at the Pittsburgh.
Is he a
Pittsburgh?
Yinzer?
Yeah,
Is he
Pittsburgh
Yinzer?
Penguins on his
shit.
tights. But yeah, nothing really here to say, guys. It's just punches and kicks and punches and kicks and Irish whips into the guardrail and punches and kicks. Shane Douglas removes the pad to pile drive Buff Bagwell right on the concrete. Unfortunately, the concrete does not get any action because he gets backdropped right on the mat. So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, he has double the support now.
I just don't... I don't have any questions anymore.
I can see
everything's a
Buff
mess.
is trying to be the babyface here and stuff. I honestly don't care.
But do you guys think that even though this match is very lackluster and punch kicky, you think we'll have a clean, concise finish?
From the looks of
Maybe.
it looks like we can never have a simple wrestling bout.
You're 100% correct, Kyle, because Tori Wilson comes out, gets on the apron, and slaps Shane Douglas.
But it was all a work.
Yeah, because they're actually buddies.
Double turn type sitch.
It's so weird. She slaps Shane Douglas, and then you think, oh, Tori Wilson's over on Buff's side. Buff gets low blowed by Tori Wilson.
Yeah.
So what the fuck was the point of the slap?
It was the distraction to distract them even more.
As if women weren't confusing as it is.
Thank you, Mario. Buff goes on the top rope. Tori Wilson's holding him down, has her right by the hair.
Throws her out.
Shane Douglas hits a top rope spinebuster onto Buff with a distraction and hits the flatliner knee thing. I don't know what it's called.
Jawbreaker. It's like a
Correct me in the
jawbreaker.
comments. 1, 2, 3. For God's sakes, can we have a clean fucking finish?
That was clean. It was a
No!
jawbreaker.
For God's sakes, this is... What match is this? 6th? 7th?
It all mixes in.
We haven't had one decisive, clean victory all night. That's why this company's in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this.
Bullshit like this.
And then Tori Wilson kisses Shane Douglas. They were in cahoots the whole entire time. Swerve after swerve, bro. My lord.
It was another just like iffy, just like who cares match, you know?
Yeah, I my frustration is at an all-time high, guys. Hopefully the next match is better. Oh, shit.
Here it comes.
It's a big fight feel, boys. Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus WCW champion Jeff Jarrett.
Oh boy, I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Spoilers, brother. So the thought process going into this match was, depending on who you believe, but I'm just going off of the aggregate. Jeff and Hulk Hogan were supposed to have a fairly competitive match, and Jeff Jarrett was supposed to retain. Come the day of, that doesn't work for me, brother. So they were scrambling, trying to come up with a new finish, trying to come up with something that they can do, and apparently they all mutually agreed to what happens before our eyes. Michael Buffer is in the ring doing his expensive-ass announcement. It's ready to rumble, boys. Jeff Jarrett's music hits, and he takes a long time to get to the ring.
Takes him a while.
Dark Side of the Ring episode, he's just back there thinking what to do, right?
Pacing back and forth. Extremely nervous, I'm sure. Because what he's asked to do is something that is, I would say, disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful to the wrestling business. I'm sure they were all...
And it's not his fault, obviously. This is all
No.
Vince Russo. But he's just doing what he's told.
From what I've gathered, everybody was clued in on what was going on. Hogan, Jarrett, Bischoff, Russo, they all knew what was going to happen in the moments to come. Jeff Jarrett comes out. Well, actually, Vince Russo comes out first, sporting a baseball bat. I don't know why. Jeff Jarrett comes out with his guitar in tow, and then, you know, talking shit, doing his thing. Hollywood Hogan's music hits. He comes to the ring and cuts a promo saying, I'm gonna beat you, you know, just a typical 80s.
So stupid. It's like, yeah, dude, you are the chosen one, brother. Jedi Council totally picked you out of all the younglings to come out here and face me, dude.
Hollywood Hogan cuts his 1980s rambling promo. You think you're gonna be watching a fucking Clash of the Titans. The excitement level is at all-time high. Like, I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat, guys. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. What the fuck is happening?
No, I knew he'd never, ever miss a big pay-per-view payday. What's just going on?
It's just astonishing.
And you said Hulk Hogan knew? He was going to just lay down?
That's what I've gathered, because in the Dark Side of the Ring episode...
Because he looks surprised.
He does.
Looks directly to Vince.
Maybe he's just a really good seller. I think this was all part of the plan. This was all part of the plan, because in the Dark Side of the Ring episode, Hogan and Bischoff were high-fiving. You know, they did good business.
Good business. All right.
That's what they think.
How is this good business for anybody?
It's not. It's not good for anybody. It makes Jeff look like shit, makes Hogan look like shit, makes Russo look like a moron. The dying days of WCW summed up in a single match, and this is it.
Was this the nail in the coffin? Yeah, I mean...
This was the final nail in the coffin, I think, personally.
One of the nails.
The original plan was... You know, this bullshit happens. Hogan, you know, pins Jarrett, takes the title with him. They have a tournament for the vacant world title. And then at Halloween Havoc, Hulk Hogan makes his triumphant return and, you know, squares up with whoever the champion is. The problem with that is that didn't happen. They didn't overthink it.
There's so many wrong things about both sides. So you can't really pick a side because both are very selfish and stupid.
I just feel bad for Jeff Jarrett, honestly.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett is probably the biggest victim here.
For sure.
But also, I can see Vince being completely fed up, not giving a fuck, hating this company, and just like, I just fucking hate Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, so here, fucking take it.
Yeah.
So, like, I see that because imagine being Vince Russo, like, having Hulk Hogan. I know it was in his contracts for creative control, but just like that whole thing, especially if you agreed beforehand, it's just so shitty.
It's so shitty. This was all supposed to happen. They, you know, loved peeling the curtain back, and they loved using insider terms, and they loved doing these stupid fuck finishes. And Hogan comes off as very convincing. I thought that this was actually a shoot for the longest time until that Dark Side of the Ring episode. Hogan takes to the mic and says, "Is this your deal, Russo? That's why this company is in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this. And he's right.
He is right.
Hogan puts his foot on Jeff Jarrett, counts the pin, and Jeff Jarrett just gets up like nothing just happened. Like he didn't just spit on his grandmother's grave. Like, this did nothing for anybody.
I mean, yeah, what a shitty outcome for a shitty situation. Again, thinking about being someone that's in the crowd, that's paid top dollar to see the immortal Hulk Hogan in person wrestle, and we can't even get that. We got a fucking fuck finish like this that's literally like a little bit of talking here and there, laying down, pin, over. I'd be so fucking pissed.
If it's for the betterment of the show, then sure, do whatever work, shoot shit you want, but
It's extremely uncomfortable, and it confuses. You can tell the crowd is confused. The commentary is completely confused and flabbergasted. Shivani looks incredibly uncomfortable. Mark Madden and Scott are eyeballing each other and smiling.
well, because yeah, Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit behind the scenes. What a shitty championship match.
Yeah, after all that nonsense, we can't go back to Vampiro. Like,
Yes, we can. Vampiro makes his way back to the building, and that frame of Hulk Hogan walking right past Vampiro, that is the last we will see of Hulk Hogan in WCW. Vampiro makes his way back after the graveyard match. The crowd is still absolutely befuddled at what they just saw. I'm befuddled. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't care. I love Vampiro, but I can give a flying fuck.
Vampiro's just out here just to, do what he has to do. The whole crowd's distracted. Commentary's distracted and befuddled.
Vampiro does the Dr. Evil turned on thing. Vampiro cuts a promo to proclaim that he is the victor, and what he did to Dale Torborg is what he did to Sting, and blah, blah, blah. The month before, Vampiro and Sting at the Great American Bash had a Human Torch match.
Human Torch?
Not that Human Torch. It's like an Inferno match. They had to be set on fire. A Sting body double got set on fire. We should have did that show.
No more WCW for a while.
As Vampiro wraps up, a bunch of people dressed up in Sting masks come out with a coffin, and you would think Sting's in that coffin,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I thought.
Yeah, like, and this is gonna be kind of cool. It's like Undertaker-esque, but yeah, some guy is in the coffin dressed as Sting, but it's not Sting. As a matter of fact,
What is it?
who's Sting? Is Sting even a part of this?
Is it Sting?
They don't say, because he's wearing a Sting mask. I think
And then it just cuts to black and it just goes nowhere.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess. What do you want me to say? This is like some good storytelling.
We go back to the arena. Crowd is mild, and then all of a sudden,
Hogan is gone here, right?
yeah, at this point,
He's not aware of this promo.
Hogan has left the building. Vince Russo goes into business for himself and just comes out with a microphone. While this is happening, allegedly, Hogan and Bischoff are on a plane, high-fiving because they did such an awesome fucking job exposing the business. Vince Russo comes out, and say what you will about Vince Russo being creatively bankrupt, being bad at his job. This was a great promo.
Oh, it was a great promo. It came from the heart. You can tell.
Oh, yeah. Vince Russo says that he came to WCW for the Booker T's and the Jeff Jarretts and not the politics. And he just completely buries Hulk Hogan 6 feet under.
Shitting on Hulk Hogan, which I am all for. I am all for at the end of the day. But again, like I mentioned before, it's just the way how he did it is just not the way to go about it.
Not at all.
His best quote is just, "Hogan, you big bald son of a bitch, kiss my ass."
And Hogan, you big bald son of a bitch, kiss my ass.
The people online knew about Hogan's creative control clause in his contract, but this
Really?
was
Even
not...
back
I mean, the
then?
Smarks did. I mean, the Wrestling Observer was like a thing. And like the Smart Marks, if you wanted like insider information, you can get it. But this is the first time on television, on TV, in front of your fans that you say, oh, Hulk Hogan, he was actually supposed to lose that match, but he has a creative control clause in his contract and he wanted to win. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, you're exposing everything right now, and That's the thing with Vince. Vince doesn't really fucking care about the wrestling business.
He wants to pop a rating.
Yeah. Trying to pop a rating and the whole Crash TV type.
That works in the short term, but after that, after all that bullshit, like, what does it accomplish?
Nothing.
Hulk Hogan's now gone from the company, and now he's booking brand new matches. He says that the title that Hogan walked out with is the Hulk Hogan Memorial Belt.
Yeah, like he's just disrespecting that title.
Straight up
saying that
disrespect.
belt doesn't mean shit.
That don't mean shit!
That belt doesn't mean shit!
That belt don't mean shit!
Sets a new main event. It's going to be Jeff Jarrett versus Booker T for the new WCW Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. Cool.
Well, not new. It's Hogan's. It's actually Jarrett's belt because he didn't actually lose.
Yeah.
See how convoluted this all sounds?
The intention, I see what you're doing with the intention, but just cramming all that in one show. Vince, you could have just have Hulk Hogan win and just have him lose at Halloween Havoc or something, or
I don't
whatever
know,
his
man.
next defense is. But again, Hulk Hogan had the creative control in all his finishes, apparently.
Yes.
That was in his contract.
And his outcomes.
So, how do you trust him either? It's
you
just
can't.
such a bad place to be in.
That's
it's so
why
lopsided. It's two different sides. It's literally WCW versus NWO.
Yes.
In real life.
And this is why wrestlers should not have creative control in their contract.
It's a mess.
Just imagine a young wrestling fan, 8 or 9 years old in the crowd, and you ask your mom, what's creative control mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it ruins it ruins wrestling for the younglings, and it also ruins wrestling for the people who actually bought this pay-per-view. They got fucked out of their money.
Yeah, he's not very smart. No wonder Jim Cornette wants to like choke him to death.
I don't blame Jim Cornette one iota.
Yeah, like especially Jim Cornette, he is he's in the exact opposite side of the spectrum of Vince Russo, where he is so passionate about wrestling. Where if you do something slightly wrong, he will shit on it.
Yeah. And people say that Jim Cornette's out of his fucking mind. I kind of see it. You know?
Oh, I see it.
Mario, what do you think of Vince Russo's scathing promo on Hulk Hogan?
I mean, bold. Again, like you said, expose the business and kind of make an ass out of you. That was the question I was going to ask you guys. I'm like, whose side are you on in this debacle?
I'm on Jeff Jarrett's side.
Yeah, I'm on the middle side.
I'm on
Jeff Jarrett's side.
I'm in the fuck Hulk Hogan, but also fuck Vince Russo side. But yeah, boys, to put a nice little bow on this was a disgrace. This was embarrassing.
And Vince would tell you it's no big deal.
Yeah, Vince Russo is just like, hey, everything's fine when the sky's on fire. It's a very, very black mark on the wrestling industry. This was, again, the final nail in the coffin of WCW. Our next contest is Goldberg versus Kevin Nash for the custody of Scott Hall. Well, not really. It's for Scott Hall's WCW contract. Now, Goldberg, I understand why he's mad at the Outsiders, and I completely get it. Starrcade 98, he had his winning streak going. Everything was looking great. Scott Hall hit him with a cattle prod and cost him his winning streak and his WCW championship. So I get it. I understand his frustration. But it's too little too late. At this point, that was almost 2 years prior to
get
this.
over it.
Like, do something new.
Yeah, man. It's the same old shit. Like, it's so not interesting. I will say there's like a part of the video package, like, Goldberg is like eating Scott Hall's contract, and it reminds me of that one scene in like It's Always Sunny where like Mac eats like the contract.
The Wolfpack theme plays. Kevin Nash makes his way out.
Hell yeah.
Walks by Scott Steiner and says, hey man, you gonna be out there for me? Or something along those lines. It's really hard to pick up the audio. They're boys. So surely Scott Steiner will come out and defend the honor of Scott Hall.
Nope.
Nope? What do you mean nope?
Mark Madden said that this bout is like Godzilla versus Megalon.
Yeah, that was a weird cut.
You know, that's kind of accurate. It's a mid movie, much like this match. So.
Goldberg, even though he's a heel, has a babyface entrance with this pyro and the smoke and all that good stuff. He comes out spitting
Contract in his cock.
Contract in his cock. He is locked up and ready to go. Unfortunately, the match does not represent the high stakes of this story. This was essentially a carbon copy of their Starrcade 98 match.
I never really liked the style of what Goldberg matches are. I just don't like that just like 5 minute, I guess not a squash, but a kind of squash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like he's a man who was really good at football. He found this alternative, and that's all he just wanted to stick to was doing the simple 5 minute matches. But granted, that does work for his character. I kind of just wish he learned more and experimented with more.
Yeah, because he never loved the pro wrestling business. You can. It
doesn't really seem like it, but
No.
I guess he loved it enough to come back.
Both of these,
WWE and stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
good for him for getting those moments. Even though he didn't bury, it was Vince. Vince buried so much talent
yes.
in his name. But whatever.
Goldberg and Kevin Nash on paper, it looks awesome. You have these two big hosses just
Yeah,
going.
I love Nash.
Yeah, no, I love Nash too. But in hindsight, it's literally these two guys who are just in it for the bag. That's it. Goldberg plays a good dickhead here, telling the crowd to go fuck himself, flips him off. He's getting a ton of heat on Nash. And it's pretty back and forth throughout the whole bout. Not bad, not good, just kind of whatever. Scott Steiner makes his way out to the ring, and I hope he's on Nash's side, and I hope, he's there for moral support.
Nope.
Swerve!
The fifth swerve of the night.
Another fucking swerve. Kevin Nash is about to jackknife Goldberg into next week when Scott Steiner comes in, whacks him from behind.
So random.
It's another fuck finish.
You got stripped from the title. That's some good, just baby face, love, for the crowd to stand behind Scott Steiner through this hard time. I don't know. I'm trying to justify.
You can't justify it, dude, because every match is a swerve and a ploy to fucking make you watch the show, but it's actually scaring people away because this is bullshit. It's bad.
Nothing can breathe.
No. Spear, jackhammer. Scott Hall is no longer going to work for WCW anymore. Goldberg's on top.
That's it.
He has an allegiance with Scott Steiner, apparently. Rips the contract in front of Nash. This, it should mean something, but it meant nothing.
Who cares?
I don't care.
Not a lot of guys I recognize in this show. So I was a little excited to see Goldberg. I'm like, let's see how he was, because, it's younger Goldberg. I'm sure it's going to be fun. And we got another stupid finish out of it. And so nothing about the show. If we were scoring this show, it's going to be fucking low. Maybe a 3.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's
3
nothing.
is generous.
The only redeeming granted, there are redeeming factors in throughout this pay-per-view, just very little. But the only good match is this upcoming one.
Main event time, boys. It is Jeff Jarrett, the real WCW champion, versus Booker T, the deserving challenger. Michael Buffer is out to the ring again, making a second payday.
He's like, I can't believe I gotta do this shit again.
That's how he talks.
But yeah.
I can't believe I'm back out here to do this bullshit.
With this shitty tribal tattoo logo.
It's not that bad.
It's fucking horrible.
The crowd is raising the roof. They are behind Booker T as he makes his way out for the second time of the evening. I'm behind Booker T because I know this is the last match, and I'm just excited for it to fucking end, honestly.
Absolutely. That too, and I'm sure Booker's happy for it to end.
Jeff Jarrett comes out for the second time like nothing happened.
Yeah, it didn't take him as long to come out.
Yeah, he comes out quick. He's hot dogging. He's got a new guitar. He's like, fuck yeah, guys, let's go. Main event time. It's like, imagine getting hit by a car on your way to work, and then you walk into work like nothing happened. That's how Jeff Jarrett must be feeling right now.
I love how these wrestlers need to work twice.
Well, Booker actually worked.
But
Jeff,
you know what I mean.
Jeff laid
they
down.
have to we have to have them come out again.
Yeah.
Because the guy who's running creative is extremely selfish.
Yeah, creative. The bell rings, and it's like nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
They're not talking about anything. It's just this main event is basically a soft reboot.
It's the biggest elephant in the room.
I know, but for what it's worth, we get pretty good action throughout. Booker is a perfect babyface for the role, and Jarrett, love him, hate him, he works his ass off.
They do the whole go out in the crowd and just tussle. Get this crowd all hyped up.
They go out
again,
into the crowd. Yeah, man, they go out into the crowd, kind of like what Mike Awesome and Scott Steiner did.
Yeah. And the crowd hyped.
They like getting the crowd involved, and Jeff Jarrett is no slouch either. Booker T is a tremendous wrestler, but Jeff Jarrett is also tremendous in his own right.
Takes two to tango, baby.
Perfect chicken shit heel. Him and Booker have great chemistry. At least that's what I gathered from this match.
Yeah, man, it's a harmless match. There's a particular spot where Jeff Jarrett pile drives Booker on the table, and the table just doesn't give at all. It just looked real tough.
Is there disqualifications in this match?
So yes, it's very confusing, Andrew. I think what Mark Madden or whatever the commentary team was saying, that like the ref is very loose.
Oh, so the ref is fine with Jeff Jarrett hitting Booker T with a chair. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. I think Vince Russo forgot to say, hey, this match is no DQ as well.
Yes, I think that was definitely the case.
Jeff Jarrett in the second half of this match is all over Booker T. Booker's arm drops once. Booker's arm drops twice. The third time's a charm, comes right up, and the crowd is on Booker's side.
Yes, sir. They need him.
Jarrett hits the patented figure 4 leg lock, but Booker reverses the pressure. That's one of my favorite one of my favorite tropes in wrestling, the reversal of the figure 4.
Yeah, it's a wrestling cliche, so to speak.
It's a classic because it's true. You do reverse the pressure.
It does work. We've tested it many times.
We tried it. So we see a ref bump. Ref is out. Jarrett brings the WCW title into the ring, swings for the fences, and Booker immediately reverses it into a low blow. Booker then has the title, wallops Jarrett with it. You think that's the finish? Oh, hell no, brother.
No, the ref's done.
Jarrett is invincible. Kicks out of a belt shot. Jeff Jarrett and Booker tangle up, and then Jeff just doesn't give a fuck at this point and hits the stroke on the poor ref.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. Like, Jeff is just like a chaotic evil heel. Yeah, I love it.
There's been at least 10 disqualifications during this match, but at this point, I don't care. I really don't care. Jeff Jarrett goes for a guitar shot off the top rope when suddenly Booker catches him, hits the bookend. 1, 2, 3. Your new WCW champion, Booker T.
Love that.
I love how the Johnny Sins ref runs.
Good on him, man. He rushed down there. No, that was great. I really liked that finish a lot.
You know what's funny? Even for a dirty finish, it's the cleanest win we've had on this whole show.
Oh, absolutely. Raise the roof for Booker T.
And it sucks because this ending is so beautiful, okay? Booker T is finally champion after 14 years of busting his ass.
Yeah.
But it just happens to be at the worst event of all time.
Yeah, like it's a very bittersweet moment.
It really
for Booker
is.
T. I really hope Booker. Like it looks like Booker was emotional and happy, but I really hope that shit didn't affect him that much. That's just having like that whole shitty finish with like Vince Russo, and
nobody can take this moment away from Booker T. It's sad, but
like it's great to see him as champ, but like it just randomly just happened.
Yeah, there was no build. It just kind of happened. But regardless, great win for Booker T. But the whole show. The show was a huge loss for WCW and the fans. Boys, Bash at the Beach 2000. It's in the books.
Oh, thank God. It was so bad.
I'm never watching this show again.
Never.
I am sure we're going to revisit 2000 WCW at some point again.
No!
But it won't be anytime soon, guys, because I need a goddamn palate cleanser.
I don't want to watch this ever again. Something like this, that is remotely close to this, I don't want to watch. I am baffled of how bad this show was.
As bad as this show was, guys. No, I have no defense. This show is really bad.
Like, there's like some like positives,
Yeah.
but in the overall grand scheme of things, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, car crashes are tragic and terrible, but they sound cool. So, I mean, that's something. This was the first Wrestling is Real show that we reviewed that I could not finish in a single sitting.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
It took me 4 days to watch this show.
I powered
Same.
through it in one day. It was not fun.
How?
I played Monopoly Go on my phone while I watched half the matches.
Yeah, that's the play.
I know.
I should have done that.
I could have sworn you were watching the show because I didn't have any memes from you yesterday. I didn't get any messages. I think Mario's pissed. Mario does not like me right now. I am Mario's least favorite person.
Same. I don't like you either, Andrew, after this show.
I'm sorry. Well, hey, listen, that's what you said about Halloween Havoc 95, but you're still around.
I guess.
You guys know our thoughts. What are your thoughts on Bash at the Beach 2000? What are your thoughts on WCW in the year 2000 as a whole? Comment down below and share some of your stories watching WCW growing up. But yeah, guys, we will catch you next time on Wrestling's Real. Thank you so much to everyone for all of your kind words and your support and your views and everything. We really appreciate it. We did not expect such an awesome audience, such a great community of wrestling fans to enjoy this with us. So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much.
We appreciate the support. We appreciate the comments, the subs, everything. Much love.
You guys are the best. And for those very few internet trolls, fuck yourself.
Kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass, you big bald son of a bitch.
Remember, WCW in 2000 is dog shit. And remember, wrestling is real.
That's why this company's in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this.
Can we watch something else?
It's about to get really good. It's about to get really good. Trust me.